Credit cards were created as a tool to make purchases when using cash wasn't practical or even possible. Imagine trying to pay for something over the phone using cash. Ideally, credit cards should be used to pay for things we would normally use cash to pay for. Then you pay the credit card bill in full every month. Unfortunately, today credit cards are often used to finance our lifestyles, which keeps credit balances high, causing credit scores to stay low. Using credit cards as a tool to build your credit requires knowing how important your credit utilization is. Utilization simply means how much of your credit limit you're carrying as a balance. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have one credit card with a $1,000 credit limit. If I have a $200 balance on that credit card, my credit utilization is now 20%. I'm utilizing 20% of my total credit limit of $1,000. Pretty easy stuff. Everyone's credit score begins to drop once they reach about 30% utilization. For those who have negative accounts on their credit report, they can start losing points starting at 20% utilization. People who charge their credit cards up to 90 or 100% of their total credit limit and don't pay their card off in full every month can lose 50 to 100 points or more in a single month. It's important to keep this in mind, especially if you have low limit credit cards. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say I'm in the process of repairing my credit and I just got my first credit card with a credit limit of $300. I decide to take the family out for dinner and a movie, and I end up spending $270, which I put on my shiny new card. I now have a credit utilization rate of 90%. A 90% utilization on my $300 credit limit card is going to drop my score anywhere from 80 to 100 points or more. Now, I said I would teach you how to use credit cards like a pro. I would consider a pro to be anyone with an 800 credit score or higher. Here's some very important information directly from FICO, and this is why you're going to hear me talk to you about credit card utilization a lot during our time together in this course. People with 800 credit scores have an average credit card utilization rate of only 7%. So as an example, if they have a $1,000 credit limit on a credit card, they're only carrying a balance of $70. So what that means is, for the most part, they pay their credit cards off every single month. Let's compare that with people with 650 credit scores and below. They have an average credit card utilization rate of 100%. That means that their credit cards are constantly maxed out and they're not paying them off every month. Remember, in the very first video, the introduction video, I said this. But for many, they simply never learned how to manage their credit correctly. And because of that, their credit is managing them in a cycle of credit challenges that goes on for years and years. Overusage of credit cards is one of the biggest causes of never-ending credit troubles. Let me bring all this together and explain why this is extremely important for you to know. As a group, people with 800 credit scores are only 6% likely to pay a bill late. As a group, people with 650 credit scores and lower who use 100% of their available credit are 90% likely to pay bills late. Consider this is how you and I are being judged by those looking at our credit report. Are lenders worried about those who are only 6% likely to pay late? Or are they really worried about the people who are 90% likely to pay late? Here's the strategy I want you to use if you're reestablishing credit while repairing your credit. Until your scores reach the mid to high 700s, use your credit cards for purchases that you can for sure pay off every single month. The only thing I want you to do with your credit card is show responsible activity month over month. Adopt the same behaviors of people with 800 plus credit scores so that you can be rewarded like people with 800 plus credit scores.